Have you ever wondered what women really think about men, but would never say out loud? There's a truth most men never hear directly, and it's not because it's complicated. It's because it's powerful. Today we're going to uncover what women secretly respect, desire, and even fear in men, and how Stoic philosophy reveals the hidden dynamics behind it. This isn't about blaming or exposing. It's about understanding human nature at a deeper, more rational level. Before we begin, here's a question for you. Have you ever noticed how attraction fades when you chase approval, but grows when you stay grounded and calm? Think about that for a second and share your thoughts in the comments below. The truth is, most men give away their power without even realizing it. They try to please, to be liked, to fit into someone else's expectations. But Stoicism teaches something entirely different. In this video, we're diving into the quiet strength that women are drawn to but rarely acknowledge. Self-control, purpose, emotional stability, and inner confidence. We'll explore how a Stoic mindset helps men stop reacting to external approval and instead focus on building an unshakable foundation from within. By the end of this, you'll see why mastering your emotions isn't just a life skill. It's the key to becoming the kind of man who commands respect without ever asking for it. Most men spend their lives trying to figure out what women want, chasing approval and validation. But rarely do they stop to ask a deeper question. Why do some men naturally attract respect and admiration without effort? The answer isn't found in looks, wealth, or charm. It's rooted in psychology and self-mastery. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy centered on self-control and rational thinking, teaches that true strength lies in how a man governs himself, not how he controls others. Women instinctively recognize this strength because it represents stability, something deeply attractive in a world filled with emotional chaos. A Stoic man doesn't need to prove himself through constant attention or validation. He doesn't chase. He attracts through presence. This type of man embodies calm confidence. He listens more than he talks, observes before reacting, and acts from principle rather than impulse. Psychologically, this creates a sense of mystery and composure that most women find magnetic. The less a man is swayed by emotion or external approval, the more he stands out as a pillar of strength. The truth is, women are not drawn to perfection. They are drawn to consistency and control. A man who can maintain his emotional balance during stress, disappointment, or rejection communicates something powerful, that his value doesn't depend on anyone else's validation. This silent confidence, born from discipline and self-respect, is what Stoicism cultivates. It's not arrogance, but assurance. Not cold detachment, but calm awareness. So the next time you wonder what truly makes a man attractive, remember this. It's not about changing yourself to meet expectations. It's about mastering your reactions, maintaining your purpose, and letting your presence speak louder than your words. Women don't admire men who try to impress. They respect men who can remain grounded when everyone else loses balance. Here's the truth most men overlook. Women deeply respect strength, but not the kind most men think of. It's not the loud, dominant kind that demands attention. It's the quiet strength that comes from emotional control, self-awareness, and purpose. A man who doesn't lose himself in anger, fear, or desperation shows that he is in command of his world. That calm, collected energy creates trust and admiration, because women can sense when a man's confidence comes from discipline rather than ego. Stoicism teaches that true power lies in mastering what you can control and letting go of what you can't. When a man lives by this, he stops reacting to every emotional wave around him. He doesn't try to fix everything or argue to prove a point. He simply observes, understands, and decides with clarity. This is the kind of mindset that earns silent respect. It's not something women openly talk about, but they feel it deeply. It's the difference between a man who's grounded and one who's easily swayed by emotion or approval. The irony is that many men try too hard to gain respect by being alpha or assertive. But what women truly respond to is emotional balance, the ability to stay composed under pressure. When you remain calm while others overreact, you demonstrate maturity and strength. You show that your sense of worth isn't dependent on anyone else's validation. That steadiness is magnetic because it's rare. A Stoic man doesn't chase validation. He earns respect through presence and purpose. He knows who he is, what he values, and what he stands for. And when a man reaches that level of control, women notice, even if they never say it out loud. They respect it instinctively because calm confidence is the one thing you can't fake. There's a powerful truth most men never realize. The less you seek approval, the more naturally attractive you become. In Stoic philosophy, a man's value doesn't come from how others see him, but from how he governs himself. When a man learns to master his emotions, control his impulses, and remain calm under pressure, he radiates something rare: self-possession. This quiet control makes him magnetic because it communicates security. He's not easily shaken, and he doesn't need validation to feel complete. Women instinctively sense this kind of composure. It's not about arrogance or detachment, it's about inner peace and purpose. A Stoic man moves with calm confidence, speaks with intention, and doesn't overreact to what's beyond his control. When he's ignored, he doesn't chase. When he's disrespected, he doesn't argue. When he's faced with rejection, he doesn't break. He reflects, learns, and moves forward. This emotional stability is rare, and that's what makes it irresistible. Stoicism teaches men to live by principles, not feelings. That means focusing on what truly matters: purpose, discipline, and integrity. A man who knows his purpose doesn't lose himself in fleeting desires or emotional games. He doesn't need to perform or manipulate, he simply is. This authenticity becomes powerful because women are naturally drawn to consistency and control, and it's not chaos and insecurity. The man who stays centered in his mission earns lasting respect, not just fleeting attention. The beauty of Stoicism is that it turns attraction into a byproduct of character, not strategy. You don't need tricks or tactics to gain respect. You just need to be grounded in who you are. When you stop chasing approval and start cultivating discipline, strength, and peace, people can feel it. You become the calm in the storm, and that calm is what draws others to you, effortlessly. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Many women are drawn to men who don't need them emotionally, not because they want to be unwanted, but because independence signals strength. When a man stands firm in his own identity and doesn't rely on validation or constant reassurance, it triggers a deep sense of respect and admiration. Women instinctively recognize that a man who can remain composed and centered on his purpose is someone they can trust, someone solid. That's the secret they rarely admit but constantly respond to. A Stoic man doesn't play emotional games or overreact to others' behavior. He understands that his emotions are his responsibility. If someone tests him, disrespects him, or tries to provoke a reaction, he doesn't explode or withdraw. He simply stays still, detached from the drama. That quiet restraint, that refusal to lose control, creates a sense of mystery and authority. It tells the world, both men and women, that this man answers only to his principles, not to external chaos. Women respect this composure because it's rare in a world where most people react instantly to emotion. The man who can remain unmoved becomes the exception. His silence carries more weight than anger ever could. His patience becomes more commanding than aggression. That's why Stoicism is so powerful. It makes you emotionally untouchable, not through coldness, but through mastery of self. And that mastery is something that silently commands attention and admiration. The secret most men never grasp is that you don't earn respect by trying to be impressive. You earn it by being disciplined enough not to break your frame. The Stoic man doesn't chase approval, doesn't fear rejection, and doesn't seek control over others. He simply controls himself, and that's what women truly find irresistible. A man who can't be shaken by praise or rejection because his strength doesn't depend on anyone else. At the core of Stoicism lies one timeless truth: the man who masters himself masters every situation. When you can control your thoughts, emotions, and reactions, you stop being ruled by the world around you. You become the calm in every storm. This is the kind of strength that doesn't shout or boast. It simply exists. And it's precisely that quiet, grounded energy that women are drawn to more than anything else. Because deep down, stability is what everyone craves in a world full of noise. A Stoic man doesn't suppress his emotions, he understands them. He knows when to act, when to speak, and when to walk away. This self-awareness gives him clarity and purpose, qualities that naturally attract respect. Women can sense when a man has control over himself because it shows in how he carries his energy. He doesn't overreact, doesn't try to dominate, and doesn't lose composure. That restraint communicates power, not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that commands it effortlessly. The truth is, emotional discipline isn't about being cold or distant. It's about being centered. It's about knowing who you are and refusing to be pulled off course by fleeting emotions or the opinions of others. The Stoic man doesn't chase after validation or try to win approval. His worth comes from within, and because he isn't desperate for attention, he naturally gets more of it. There's nothing more attractive than a man who's at peace with himself, who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. So if you want to embody the kind of strength that women notice and respect, start by mastering yourself. Learn to pause before reacting, to stay calm when others panic, and to choose purpose over impulse. That's the essence of Stoic attraction. You don't win people over by trying to impress them. You inspire them by becoming someone who's unshakable, grounded, and at peace. A man whose power speaks without ever saying a word. At the end of the day, Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about mastering them. The man who learns to lead himself no longer needs to chase validation, affection, or approval. He becomes the source of his own peace, his own strength, and his own direction. That's the kind of man women notice but can't easily define. Calm, composed, and unshakably confident. It's not arrogance, it's awareness. He knows who he is, what he stands for, and what he won't compromise. If there's one takeaway from this video, it's this. Power doesn't come from control over others, it comes from control over yourself. The Stoic man doesn't demand respect. He earns it through his discipline, focus, and emotional stability. The more he builds himself from within, the more effortlessly he draws others toward him. That's the real secret. Not in tactics or appearances, but in mastering the one thing most people ignore: the mind. Before you go, I want to leave you with a challenge. For the next week, whenever you feel the urge to react emotionally, pause. Take a breath. Think before you act. That moment of restraint is where your power begins, and if this message resonated with you, drop the phrase "calm is power" in the comments below. Remember, the most seductive kind of wisdom isn't loud or flashy. It's silent, grounded, and unmovable. Until next time, stay centered, stay sharp, and keep mastering yourself.